What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. So today I want to talk about hookup culture versus long-term relationship. Long-term, stable, happy, monogamous relationship, and how they compare in terms of certainly how I view them in terms of levels of respect. So definitely within the red pill community and the manosphere, etc., it's very centered around getting women, right? And getting a lot of women, making yourself very attractive to a lot of women, and sleeping with a lot of women, especially when you're young, etc. And it's sort of held in very high regard. Right, and men who are able to do that are held in high regard amongst other men. Now, I understand that, especially amongst younger men. I remember being a young guy in my teens, in my 20s. Well, when I was in my 20s, I was doing well with women, and the guys around my age, they respect you, and they think you're the dog's bollocks. Other girls see you attract and be with other girls, and the way women's brain works, they like guys who attract a lot of women. But we're here, the red pill is about what it should be about is raising men. It should be about raising great men and being better. The self-improvement sphere and the game that we're in here, the game that I'm in for sure, is about improving men. And at the end of the day, celebrating sleeping with a lot of women means jack shit. Like, who gives a fuck? Really, ultimately, no one gives a fuck. Even those guys when you're 21 who fucking fought you with a man at 21 and respected you, fast forward 10 years, they don't give a fuck how many women you slept with. They do not care anymore. And in fact, they think it was just, most of them will think that's just stupid. Well, what a waste of, why did I care? Why did I respect that guy for sleeping with so many people and so forth? And so I don't see it as any type of accomplishment. So, well done, you slept with 1,000 women before the age of 30. Wow, that's amazing. Who gives a, that's not an accomplishment, guys. Sleeping with a lot of women. Well, look, okay, I'll be realistic here. It's not nothing. It's not nothing to be very attractive to a lot of women. It's not nothing to be able to sleep with a lot of women and sleep with a lot of beautiful women at will. That's not nothing. There is gain. Some gains come out of that. There is some social gain. There is some power in that. It's most men's dream, right? Have their pick of the women of the bunch. But overall, when you look at it holistically, when you look at it in the bigger picture, when you look at it in the long run, well, firstly, I don't view it as much of an accomplishment because no one really cares. I mean, you don't get a prize for it. You don't get, you don't get money for it or anything like that. And secondly, I think it denigrates you as a man. It actually causes more harm. I don't think there's any really much good to come of it. I mean, you sleep with 1,000 women, that's potentially 1,000 problems. You could maybe get multiple women pregnant, catch STDs. Some of them might be a bit secretive, a bit shameful, and they come to bite you in the butt. Who knows what it is? But it's held in high regard in the manosphere and the red pill community, and in life in general, and I don't think it should. And what I think should be held in high regard, and what is more respectful and was much more of an achievement, is someone that is actually able to create and sustain a long-term, healthy, monogamous relationship. If you're with someone for 30, 40 years, you're still together, and you're still content with that person, that's way more of an achievement than if you sleep with 1,000 women. I think we've got to start respecting that more as men. and raising that up as a sort of, you know, a beacon, something to aim for, right? That's, you know, I'm a married guy here, and, you know, maybe I want to just, I want to praise my own choice that I made, right? I don't know, but I do view it as better. I view it as better for yourself as an individual. I view it better for society. I view it better for the opposite sex as well, for women, to raise that up as the ultimate standard. And then out of that hopefully comes kids and a happy family, etc., which is just, it's what we should all really want. What we should really aim for. And I think too much emphasis is put on the hookup culture. Too much emphasis, like for some reason there's this idea like, you know, your masculinity is weighed in how many women you sleep with. It's like you're not a real man if you've only ever been with, you know, one woman your whole life. It's like, what? You're seriously saying, are people seriously saying you're not a real man if you've been married to the same person for most of your adult life? And that you're only a real man if you fuck loads of women? What? It's the most fucking bro-tarded thing, one of the most idiotic things you're gonna ever hear. But I see it a lot. A good aim is to work yourself up to be attractive to a lot of women, but only choose one. That's probably the most noble thing. And if you make it work, because relationships are hard. Monogamous long-term relationships, man, they're hard work, man. They're seriously hard work. Like, I'm married. I've been married for 7 years. I've been with my wife for 10 now. It's a challenge. We've had our ups and downs. You know, some big downs, and we got through those. That's way more of a, I get to the stage, and who knows, maybe in another 10 years, you know, we're not going to be together, but I take way more pride out of that. I think that's way more of an accomplishment. Wow, I've been with the same woman for 10 years. We're still together, we're still doing well. Fuck, I'm proud of myself for that. You know, people care about that. People, especially when you get older and more mature, people look at you and say, yeah, you know, that guy's still with that girl. He's been faithful to her, and they're happy and been together that long, and yeah, man, fucking respect. I mean, I don't really do that if you've been sleeping with a bunch of women for the last 10 years, you know? They sort of think, what, he's still fucking around? He's still having just this casual, pointless sex for the last 10 years? That's kind of sad. Now, I'm not saying you should live your life to appease the judgment of others. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying that judgment is based in some type of moral truth. And that the value of a long-term, healthy, trustful relationship is more of an achievement than fucking loads of women. Now that's true in the sense of if you are a guy who can attract lots of women, by the way. You know, if you're not a guy who is capable of attracting multiple women, and then you're with a long-term partner, you're probably just together because she's also a low-value woman, and you're together because neither of you have any other options, right? But if you are a guy who is capable of attracting a lot of women, and high-level women, of course, then you choosing just one partner and making that work for a prolonged period of time, that's way more of an achievement than just sleeping around with pointless pussy. Because if you're a guy who has lots of options, it's easy. It is easy. If you're a good-looking guy, you're a guy of high status, etc., there's no difficulty to it. I never found it difficult in my young 20s. But marriage is hard. Marriage is, a long-term relationship, the work is hard. It's mostly great. It's mostly good. I'm not saying it's so difficult so I'm miserable because of how difficult it is. I'm not saying that. I'm happy with my marriage. It's just there are times where you have to get through a storm. And that's way more of an achievement in my opinion. So let me know what you think, guys. What do you think about what I'm saying? How do you view both approaches? What do you respect more? And I hope you enjoyed the video and join me for many others.